The Chicago Bulls are taking the road to face off against the Charlotte Hornets, but they will be without Zach LaVine. We're going to talk about it all and more, but you know what we got to do first? We got to play the lovely and beautiful intro. I'll catch you guys on the other side of this.
You are now tuned in to Chicago Bulls Central, your number one place for all Chicago Bulls news and content.
What's going on, Bulls fans? Welcome to another episode of Chicago Bulls Central, your number one spot for everything Chicago Bulls related. I'm the host here, Haize, but more importantly, you guys can follow the channel at Bulls Central Pod on every social media platform we happen to be on. With that said, let's go ahead and get into it for today, and we got major ones when it comes down to it, man. The Chicago Bulls are absolutely listen, I don't want to say that they're prepared to disappoint us because I'd never want to assume that with the Chicago Bulls, but every time this season we get something crazy for the Bulls, it really turns into, it goes left, right? It goes left real quick, real fucking quick. And so I'm always worried about that when it comes to the Bulls. Now, this team, last time we faced off against the Hornets, they were not at full strength. They did not have LaMelo Ball. I don't think Mark Williams played in that game either. Mark Williams and LaMelo Ball are both available today. The Mark Williams matchup is going to be one I'm really, really interested in watching, mainly because he's 7 foot, 240 pounds, and those are the type of centers that usually give Nikola Vucevic some fits. So, you know, we want to see how that's going to come across for the Bulls today. My hat's crooked. Like that. There we go. There we go. Gotta tuck the ears. So you know how that matchup is going to shake out. Vooch has been on such a heater throughout the majority of the season. One of the most consistent players for the Bulls as well. Just want to see if that's going to maintain. And a player like Mark Williams could really, you know, give Nikola Vucevic some problems when Vooch is trying to score, because Mark Williams is a pretty damn good defender when he's healthy. So that's a big thing when it comes down to that as well. By the way, Brock, I don't know if Brock's in the building or yet. We officially have our Vegemite time graphic. I haven't got a chance to email Brock back, so hopefully Brock is in here. Listen, Brock made this, so I'm going to use it. Listen, when it's Vegemite time, we're going to be ready to go. We're going to be ready to go if it's time. Let's Josh Giddey triple dub watch. Let's hope that, listen, I'm telling y'all, I get happy when I have to eat this Vegemite, not because I love the taste of Vegemite, but because that means Josh Giddey did something great and we get the ball out and have some fun. So, hey, if it's Vegemite time, it's Vegemite time when it comes down to it, man. So we'll see how that's going to shake out. Watching the video of Derrick Rose and Noah brought back some favorite childhood. Man, listen, that was some nostalgia for your ass, bro. Like, that video was touching, man. I don't understand. Listen, I'm not going to say I teared up, but I'm not going to say that I almost didn't tear up, if you know what I'm saying. Like, it was a moment, man. It was definitely a moment. And it's good, like I said, on Locked On Bulls, it's good to see those two guys go from kids to grown-ass men. We got to see those guys develop into grown-ass men right in front of us, and that's something special. That is absolutely something special, and you don't get to do that often. You do not get to do that often. There's not many times in this league that you will get to see players really grow from kids to men in front of your eyes and still maintain a friendship. Those guys are brothers for life, and we got to see that brotherhood form in the Chicago Bulls uniform, and it was just great to see. They were winning games. It was special. It was real special to see them develop the way that they did. Hey, it's another one of those trap games. If we don't play like we're supposed to, we are definitely gonna fuck around and find out. That's a fact. That's a fact. That's an absolute fact. Hold on. Gotta change the title. Add in that Zach LaVine's out. And Jalen Smith is in, though, which is going to be good, especially with Mark Williams playing there. Yo, what's up, Haize? Is Brandon Miller, LaMelo, and Bridges playing tonight? For some reason, if you go on the Hornets injury report, it says no. Everybody's reportedly healthy. Everybody's reportedly healthy. So it could be a tough game. Not long finished the memory lane video. I'm not crying. You are, bro. That shit different, bro. It hits different, man. LaVine out is rough, but good chance for Kobe to really show he's back in form. Well, listen, I get what you're saying in that, and I think that you need Kobe scoring even more, right? But I think it also gives somebody else a chance to step up. It gives another chance for somebody to step up. You're right, Matthew knows that tonight. Chat, is LaMelo and LaMelo playing? Yes, they're playing today. Someone send out wellness check on Haize too. Hey, listen. I got kids. I was actually putting the dinner in the oven for my kids. I'm making Parmesan crusted chicken breast from scratch. I did it all myself. I had to throw the mugs in the oven. That way it'd be done when I finish the pregame show. So you got to time everything when you got kids. Because the last thing that I want to do is get up off this live and then my son standing there looking at me like, motherfucker, you yapping ass bitch. Where's my goddamn plate? That's the face that he be making at me. That's the face he be making. I'm gonna feed him some Vegemite. Feed him some Vegemite. That's what I'm gonna do. You know what, Alan? No, let me not do that. Hey, he's currently eating his. That's hilarious. That is funny. Damn, no Zoe or Io will be tough. Yeah, it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough because like who's gonna stop LaMelo? Now, if you guys watch my daily episode today, you know Josh Giddey's been playing some damn good defense here lately. Gonna get a big test on that today. Listen, Australia just won one of the greatest test cricket matches in history yesterday. So that means Josh Giddey's about to get another triple-double and Bulls win written in the stars. Just because you said that, that means that the Bulls are about to get their ass beat. Like listen, I listen, I've been doing this a long time. Every single time somebody guarantees a Bulls win, we get our ass kicked. That's why I stopped doing it. The Hornets beat the Bulls last time without LaMelo and whoever else was out. This game might end up worse with LaMelo back. LaMelo's not. Where do you see that at? Oh, shit. LaMelo Ball, left ankle is out. Cody Martin is out. Brandon Miller is out. Trey Mann is out. Grant Williams is out. Oh, well, shit. Well, damn. All right. Well, fuck it. Bulls better goddamn well win today. Hello, thanks, man. I asked AI to cook something up for me. Hey, listen, I don't know how you guys get AI to do that. I try to fuck with AI for like some like weird graphics on like cartoonish graphics on thumbnails and stuff, and it never has come out right. The one time I use AI and it worked is when I was trolling Ghost of Judah, which if it's gonna work any other time, I'm happy for it to work then. But yeah, which AI program do you use? Maybe I just need to try some different ones because they came up with something like that. I would love to be able to use that. How would you use Jalen Smith is a terrible defender? Where do you guys get that Jalen Smith is a good defender? Because of blocks? Blocks don't make you a good defender. He's a good weak side help defender in that case, as far as getting blocks. But on ball, Jalen Smith is just as bad as Nikola Vucevic. Go and look at the history. Go and look at his plus minus defensively. Jalen Smith is not a good defender. I don't know where people get that at. 3 minutes ago. Okay. All right. I was about to make sure. I'm like, I'm not tripping. I checked earlier today and they said he was playing. But okay. That makes sense. Haize, I assume Scotty leads the franchise in triple dubs. Can you tell me those numbers, my good boy? Let's see. Who leads the No, Michael Jordan leads the Bulls in triple doubles. We have not had a lot of triple doubles in our career. Michael Jordan leads the Chicago Bulls in triple doubles at 28, at the most career triple doubles. Scottie Pippen second with 15. Joakim Noah third with 7. Tom Boerwinkle is number 4 with 5. Jimmy Butler's number 5 with 4. He's tied with Mickey Johnson, and then it's Josh Giddey is already in the top 10 as far as triple doubles all-time Chicago Bulls with 2. He's number 8, and Vooch is number 9. Josh Giddey could literally take over the Chicago Bulls triple double leader this season. That's crazy. That's crazy is what it comes down to. That's wild, actually. The fact that so triple doubles are like the Chicago Bulls version of Bears QB records. Josh Giddey's already in the top 10 as far as triple doubles ever in the Chicago Bulls uniform. That's crazy. Did Derrick Rose never? Oh, he had one triple double. Derrick Rose had one triple double. That's crazy. Haize, for the image I use, Grok is built. You know what? Yeah, I mean, there's so much. I wonder if I can you use what's the new one with Google? What is it called? Um, damn, what is the Google one called now that they have that's built? It's built off of Chat GPT, but it's basically free. Gemini, that's what it is. Can you create images with Gemini too? No, we already beat the Hornets by 14. That added game, and yes, that was the added game. That's the added game. What you talking about defensive rating? What's our best defensive rating on the season? Is that what you're asking? Anyone know who has the most blocks and steal of the current boot? Like, yeah, okay, I'm not doing all that research. Y'all can go on the website and look at it yourself. God damn it. Have the Bulls won a game without one? We're 1-3 without LaVine this season. So there you go. What helps Giddey is he can leak into the paint often when not shooting, and he is sometimes the weak side defender boxing out, so helps with rebounds. That's a fact. That's it. That's just a basketball fact. Giddey was always good at gobbling up boards. I didn't know what was going to come next after that. Lord, pray for my mental. When I see the word gobble, the first thing that does not come to my mind is boards. It was a B word, but it wasn't boards. So when I saw gobble, I thought you was about. I was like, "What the hell? Where is Brent going with this?" And what do you know about Josh Giddey that everybody else doesn't know? And why do you know it? That was where I was going to go with that. I thank God that it said boards after that. What's up, Haize? Love the show from Melbourne, Australia. Well, thank you, James. Now I appreciate you, brother. That boy said gobble up boards. That's crazy. Haize, you can, just not images of people. Ah, got you. Anyway, let me focus. Yeah, 113 defensive ratings. Jalen Vooch is 115. I think that makes sense. Love the hat and jacket. Hey, sweet outfit. Go. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. I'm in pain and how incompetent our own team is, and there's literally nothing we can do but hope and pray that the 20th pick in the draft, 25, 26, just hoping and praying something happens. Yeah, listen, football, CF Candy, bro, you've been complaining the whole time I've known you, bro. And no offense to that, but real talk, bro. You've been complaining the whole time you've been following about everything. First, it was complaining because you wanted us to bitch about ownership. We didn't do that. You was complaining about that. Now you're complaining that the Chicago Bulls aren't tanking. Like, it's like you listen, but you don't listen. Everything that's come to pass, I've told you to expect. I told you a while ago, this Bulls team is not tanking, but you didn't want to listen. I want to see Giddey work on the post game. Nothing fancy, just something to utilize the size over people. Hey, listen, I won't lie to you. Like post game for guards is usually something they start learning like after like year 9, right? So it may be a while, but I tell you what, with Josh Giddey's length and his size as a guard, he should absolutely learn a post game. Now that would include that would take away because one of Josh Giddey's benefits is his mixture of size and quickness. Not he's not fast. But he does have a solid quick first step. But incorporating a post game into that eventually would not help at all. I mean, would not hurt. I'm sorry, not help. It wouldn't hurt at all. I wonder how much is probably what you mean there. A point of attack or multiple of that. How much could a Smith or Vooch defend? Defensive rating drop to if the faster pace, more possession system. Bro, you got to rewrite that, Rob. I'm sorry. It's probably me. Listen, I've had a very full day. I'm probably being slow right now, but you got to reword that for me, bro. That listen, slow mo. I'm putting it on me, not on you. Slow moment. It's here. I need you to bring it down here. By the way, love your video about Giddey earlier. Is it because he finally stepping up himself on defense, or is there certain players in the lineup that's helping take the load? Well, defensive rating is basically, it's not just you. It does take into consideration some of team defense, but it is mainly your matchup. So, overall the team's been playing better defense, which is going to help, right? That's definitely going to help because the team has overall been playing better defense. But Josh Giddey has games in the 90s as far as defense rating. That's not just the team. Some of that's just him. It just is him. I mean, it's not him alone, but it is him stepping up. It's great to see that Giddey has tangibly improved on the negative aspects that he's seen the most criticism from. Hey, listen, I said it coming into the season, right? Josh Giddey is a solid defender or a consistent 3-point shot away from being a perennial all-star. And that's just, when you look at the way he rebounds, with the way that he passes, if he becomes a plus defender, right? And that's why I'm not saying lockdown, but a plus defender, or he becomes a solid league average 3-point shooter with the way that he creates and stuff, and it will force teams to close out on him, he's a perennial all-star, a near perennial all-star if he's able to do that. Giddey may be the best rebounding guard in the league. I'll give that to Shai Gilgeous-Alexander personally, even though Giddey's rebounding numbers are probably going to be higher. But if you like, that's because Shai's always playing with a big or two, right? But that's a solid rebound. And he has a team, like that whole team rebounds really well. But Josh Giddey is an amazing rebounder for a guard. Even though Giddey isn't a good finisher, I like that he continues to drive inside the He continues to drive inside the paint, but man, I hate the right-hand floater when he drives left. I mean, I feel you on that. I feel you on that. And he got time to work on that. Sometimes I wonder if DeMar wished he stayed on this team, and it seems like his team is kind of falling apart this season. Well, it wasn't his choice to leave. Remember, the Bulls didn't want him back. The old defensive rating and top 15 Bulls defense was in the old offense, less possessions with DeMar. So playing defense for more possessions will be important. So youth may be the key. That's a good point. That's a great point there. Sacramento looked at a trade for Zach LaVine along with other players before they fired. I saw that. I didn't have a chance to do a video on that, or I would have, but I did see that. Is that Sacramento inquired about Zach LaVine, wasn't able to get a deal done, and him and other, I can't remember the other players' names, but so they decided to fire him. Defensive rating, players, steals, blocks, opponents differential, 1 to 5 possessions, times blown by plus defections, official adjusted players defense. We know What up, Drip? Congrats on becoming a sports writer as well. I've been reading your articles since you've gotten into that space. Keep pushing it, bro. I appreciate that. Whole lot of bull. Who they finna give us? I ain't no Herter or Murray. Hey, man, listen. I tell you what. It depends on what draft picks. They got draft picks. If they were offering draft picks, I'm not mad at that. But again, they probably weren't. They're probably trying to lowball the Chicago Bulls as well. Wouldn't be surprised if they were. And it just, it is what it is. The Bulls are at the point now where I don't think that they are as desperate as some people thought that they were going to be to make a trade. And that could end up hurting. That could end up helping. We won't know for sure until the end. I know it's going to send people like football CF Candy in a spiral, but it is what it is, man. It is what it is. Sacramento asked about the availability of Zach along with other players. Oh, yeah, I read that already. Got you, brother. I don't even want to be super negative, but we are in one of the worst areas of sports history. I also don't understand why you don't agree with the team looking towards the future. Who said I didn't agree with the team looking towards the future? I didn't say what I agree with or not. I'm just telling you the reality of it. This team isn't going to take. And that's the difference between me and you, football, is that you complain about things that aren't going to change. I realize things aren't going to change, and I just stop complaining about it. The Bulls, the Reinsdorfs are never selling the Chicago Bulls. That's why you don't hear me say sell the team. Not because I don't understand why people say sell the team, but it's never going to happen in our lifetimes. This team isn't going to tank. It's just not happening. Now, they could make trades that make sense that then naturally we get worse. But as far as tank, I view tanking as we're going to trade these guys even if the deals are bad because we're going to be bad so that we can maximize our own pick staying in the lottery for forever. This team's never going to do that. AK came from Denver. Denver never tanked after losing Carmelo Anthony. That's the franchise that he came from, that he learned up, that he's not the tanking GM. The Bulls are never going to tank. It's not about what my mindset is on that. I don't come to this to push what I want on y'all. I come here to push what, in reading the tea leaves. And I mean, sometimes I will say, hey, this is what I think. This is what I would love to happen, but hey, this is probably what's going to happen. But I'm a realist. Once I realize what people are going to do, there's no need in bitching about it. It just isn't. And that's how I can tell some of y'all stay in bad relationships, because y'all keep hoping motherfuckers going to do something different when they've shown you who they are. I read people. It is what it is. So it just, like, that's just all it comes down to. It is what it is. Chicago may be one of the worst areas, but errors come to an end, and shit can change quickly in sport. This is when the true fans are seen and found. Focus on the future, back your community. That's it, right? Because let's say if Modest Bucilis hits his potential, which is an if, I'm not saying that it's guaranteed, like, that changes the Chicago Bulls direction. Patrick Williams is playing more aggressive. Let's say through that aggression, he actually starts unlocking some things in this game, right? Io's not done developing. Julian Phillips is not done developing. What if those guys do start developing? Somebody else wants to come. You never know, right? So it's not about me trying to push I try not to do that on any of the shows I do. I try to focus on the reality of it. I read the tea leaves and I'll say, hey, this is what I think. I could be wrong. Or, hey, I was wrong on that. This is what they ended up doing, right? Like, I saw the writing on the wall with DeMar. I saw the writing on the wall with Patrick Williams. Like, when I was saying, oh, Patrick Williams is going to be re-signed, and my brother in here went and was like, you can't say you guarantee it because we don't know what's going to happen. I'm like, they're going to re-sign with Patrick Williams. Don't know what the deal is going to be, but they're not going to let Patrick Williams go when he's this young and he's still their first draft pick. They ended up keeping him, right? I just try to read and say what based off what people have done, what they've shown, and then I talk about that. That's just it. I'm not the content creator that you want to follow if you want somebody that's going to push things or try to sell you on things that they truly don't believe is going to happen. That's just not what I do. If I don't think it's going to happen, I'm not going to try to keep pushing and be like, they should. Why am I going to keep why am I going to keep saying the same things over and over again? That's why I've never been somebody sell the team. You've never heard that come from my mind. I've said that I want ownership to care more. I said that I want ownership to give a damn more about their team winning, right? But I don't sit there and be like, sell the team. Let me put on a t-shirt that says sell the team. Why I'm going to waste my money getting a t-shirt printed or some shit that's not going to happen? Why would I do that? Oh, really? I always thought that the Bulls wanted him, but he was the one that walked. No, they could have re-signed DeMar DeRozan. No, once they made the Josh Giddey trade, it was another deal that they made. They weren't bringing back DeMar DeRozan. No, that was clear. Damn, I removed the comment because I realized I effed up and you still. Hey, listen, I'll be quick. Keegan Murray and Devin Carter, I might be intrigued if they don't want to give up picks, but they have to match salary. Yeah, they do have to match salary. I mean, that is, well, not truly, because the Kings have $13 million in cap space. Oh, no, it's down some. Yeah, okay, they got $5 million below the first tax apron. So technically, they only have to match up to 30, because you have the 5% thing too. So technically, they would have to match up to about $35 million on Zach LaVine's contract. So, you know what? I wonder if they offered DeMar DeRozan for Zach LaVine. You know, you just got to start questioning some shit. Like, what did they offer? Because they don't have any big contracts. So it would have had to either be Malik Monk or Kevin Huerter as a base. Honestly, you may have to offer both those guys. You know what? Maybe I'll take that back. The Sacramento Kings trade probably wasn't that great. That offer probably wasn't that great. Honestly, I still think Pat needs to speed up his release. Also, if Giddey get rid of that little hitch in his shot, he can definitely be a decent shooter. Here's the thing. I think that I agree that Pat's shot is like a little too slow, but I think with the length that Patrick Williams has, that he may be okay, right? Because think about it like this. Like, Dirk didn't have the quickest shot, but it's that height that he had, and the fact that Patrick Williams jumps on the shots, and he has that 7'7" wingspan. he may be okay with a little bit of a slower release. But I mean, quicken up your release has never hurt at all. So, Haize, have you ever thought about doing live watch parties or only live at halftime? Considering a lot of Bulls fans that live in Illinois can't watch the game. I'm always live at halftime. I'm always live. I always do halftime hangouts. I don't do live calls because that's just not my skill set. It's not my skill set. But let me go back to this. But if you want an amazing live watch, go over to the Cognac Shy Bulls podcast with the Cognac Boys. Our boy BKR Sport also got you covered. They got you covered on the live watches. Also, who's to say we don't luck out in the lottery and get a high draft and get a high pick? They could change the situation very quickly. We could see a trade get made. Literally anything could happen to change. And that may be what the Bulls, because keep in mind, the Bulls aren't really out of the range of being able to keep their pick fully yet, right? Even if they don't make a trade. And the Bulls could very well wait till the draft lottery happens. And let's say they do get some luck and they end up keeping their top 10 pick. Let's say falls at number 9 or number 10, whatever it is. Because then they could survey, and that's when they could start seeing moves made, because then they know they have the pick. That could be another thing that they do. It makes that risk even bigger, right? But that is something that they could do. Haize, what would it take for Chicago to actually become a premier free agent destination like the Lakers are? They would have to win for about a decade. They'd have to show serious improvement for about a decade. I've been super impressed with the overall growth of Dalen Terry on both sides of the court. You can tell Wes Unseld, Peter Patton, and the development staff have been putting in that work a lot. I agree. Hot take: P. Will to win this year. P. Will misses wide open dunks. He's not that type of dunker, my boy. He's not that type of dunker. I understand people are concerned about our lottery pick, lottery luck in Chicago at the moment, but luck isn't based on history. What's up?
You remember I need to take those books back to the library, or else I gotta pay for 3 of those.
Did you find them?
No.
So what you should be doing if you didn't find them?
I don't know. I'm trying to keep looking for it. No.
You're not gonna find them down here. I didn't have them.
I don't know. I probably lost it.
Well, there's one. I know there is one. It's in your room. Oh, check behind your nightstand. You had some stuff all behind it. What do you do?
Sorry. Nightstand?
Yeah. And then check behind the side of your bed too.
What nightstand? What is that?
When you walk in your room, the thing with the drawer that's on the floor that has the 2 drawers on it and the shelf, that's called a nightstand. So check behind that. Love you, son. Right. I'd rather get a t-shirt of Haize eating Vegemite than a shirt of Sell the Team. That is hilarious. That's funny. Vegemite consumption equals Bulls wins. Listen. There were a lot of missed dunks the last couple of weeks of games the Bulls played in. Patrick wasn't in any of them. I mean, don't care about the last few games. I'm talking about Patrick Williams' career. He misses a lot of. There's a whole video on YouTube of somebody breaking down why Patrick Williams misses so many dunks. Patrick Williams misses a lot of wide open dunks. A lot of them. Zach was a toe. What? If the Bulls want to ensure they keep their pick, they need to be in the bottom 6 of win totals in the NBA. That's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Like, I get what you're saying, and you say, you know what it is? You see football, you talk logic, and everybody understands that that's what they need to do. The thing is, they're not going to do it, right? So if they end up keeping their pick, it'll be through a lot of luck. This team isn't going to be a bottom 6 team in the league. It just isn't. It isn't. They're not gonna try to make themselves bad enough to be a bottom 6 team in the league. Let's look at it this way. New Orleans has 5 wins. That's a bottom. Jazz, 7 wins. The Washington Wizards, 5 wins. The Utah Jazz, 7 wins. The Toronto Raptors, 7 wins. The Charlotte Hornets, 7 wins. The Brooklyn Nets are actively about to trade everybody off their roster. That's 7 right there. The Bulls aren't going to be worse than any of those teams. None. It's not going to happen. hope Kobe and Giddey and Vooch can come up with big tonight without Zach. Let's hope so. Listen, they got to go into that mode that they were in last year when they didn't have Zach. You remember the month of December after Zach initially went down, and this team was like they were playing a similar style to what they are now. The only difference is that it wasn't 3-base heavy, but they were playing with a quicker pace. They were attacking the rim. They were moving out the ball. Now you add in their new 3-point shooting efficiency. I'm telling y'all. Fresh from London, bro. If you're Bulls GM, who you getting rid of this summer? The ball-headed hoe Javon Carter. Chris Duarte's gone. Torrey Craig's gone because I'm moving him at the trade deadline. That opens up 3 roster spots right there. Depending on if we keep our draft pick and what position we see is the best available, that could open up some things. It's too much up in the air to say for sure. It's way too much that's up in the air to say for sure. I don't understand why these fans want these players to dishonor the game by tanking. Players don't tank, period. The fact that Giants fans got mad and Andrew Luck and players for wanting to win the game. Well, the thing is, players and coaches don't tank. Front offices tank by making sure that the team's weak, right? Giddey needs to watch Desmond Bain bicep and 3-point shooting form since they both have negative wingspan. Does Giddey have a negative wingspan? I honestly didn't even know that. So both our starting backcourt have negative wingspans. I didn't realize Josh Giddey had a negative wingspan. Yeah, 6'7.5" wing. I did not realize that. And honestly, looking at Josh Giddey, his wingspan doesn't look like he has a short. Kobe White looks like he has a short wingspan at times. Josh Giddey, and it may just be because of how tall Josh Giddey is in general. Josh Giddey doesn't look like somebody who has a short wingspan. Also, fans need to realize playing teams like Atlanta have gotten the number 1 pick. The lottery in NBA is different because they get tired of teams tanking, which I respect. I'm still not sold on P. Will just because of where he was selected, but the change of direction team-wise has changed him. So what? He's playing it with a lot more effort. He's playing more aggressive, definitely. We saw last year people were saying how Zach was deferring too much. He was playing in the system. And when you heard Billy talk about it, they were trying to play faster, but would always revert. Yeah, and that's mainly because you got to play a specific way with DeMar DeRozan on your team. You just do. And again, I'm not even trying to knock DeMar DeRozan, but you have to play a certain level with DeMar. Now, we had a much better half-court offense with DeMar on the court. Now that our half-court offense still sucks. And a big reason why is because we don't have DeMar. So you got to take the positives and negatives when it comes to DeMar DeRozan. I love Kobe when he attacks the basketball. That reminds me of last year, Kobe. Exactly. 18 drives per game in the last 2 games. I still can't believe Pat showed emotion in our last game. Plus, is this game national TV? I don't think it's national TV, but he is back home in North Carolina. So there is that. How long do you think it'll take before we start hearing MVP chants at the UC for Javon Carter? 2076. 2076 is maybe when we start hearing that. But all right, let's see if they got the starting lineup out. I got to go finish dinner for these chitlins. So if they don't, I got to get out of here. I'm out if they don't have it, but we'll see if they can do. No starting lineup out, y'all. But I'm out. I love you guys, man. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button if you're not subscribed. Love you guys. Make sure you're following the channel at Bull Central Pod. You can send us any feedback, questions, comments, concerns. bullcentralpod@gmail.com. Lastly, if you want to leave a text message and our voicemail for the mailbag, the number to do so, 773-270-2799. We are the number 1 spot for everything Chicago Bulls related. That's thanks to you, lovely and beautiful people. And I'll see you guys